the episode that we released Sunday, which was right before the day before we recorded the episode with Old Man and the Three with JJ and Tommy, I released the episode that kind of set everything on fire. The other day when I was speaking, I used a word that carries a racial connotation. And when I use the word, I could have very well replaced the word with clown. I could have very well replaced the word with idiot, moron. I could have replaced the word with anything and continued in stride. And the word that I'm speaking of is I use the word coon. As you know, for me, I don't hide behind anything. I don't stand behind, and I don't stand on what I mean and what I say. And so the reason being for this episode is for me to come and address that. Now, I said all of that to say, I use the word coon, and when I use the word, in understanding, I think the area of growth for me is understanding that in having this platform, there comes a responsibility. And the responsibility, there's several responsibilities. And to each his own. I have a different responsibility in this platform than Stephen A. Smith had. And Stephen A. Smith has a different responsibility with his platform than Colin Cowherd has. And I totally understand that. And so I'm taking full responsibility because, like I had a long conversation last night, with Commissioner Adam Silver, maybe 45 to 50 minutes. Prior to that, I went into the league office yesterday here in New York to visit Joe Dumars, who raised me, who's like a father to me, the guy who showed me that there was a life outside of Saginaw that I never imagined was that I could reach, that I never imagined could be my life. Due to my relationship with Jordan Dumars, Joe's son, I was able to see totally different things that I had ever seen in my life from 16 or 17 years old on through the draft and to now. And to see Joe D and how successful he was and how he's gone about his business has been so important to me and my growth. And so I went in to meet Joe the other day at the office, who's now the executive VP of NBA operations. And we're just sitting there chopping it up and we're talking. We probably sat there for 2.5 hours, and it was so great to catch up, as I hadn't seen him to catch up in a year or two. And so it was so great to catch up, and we caught up on a lot of things, but we spoke about the word. And I was sharing with Joe D, like, wow, that's very interesting because I didn't think about it in that perspective. And although, I'm no idiot. Like, I do understand that the word coon is used in a racial way. However, I also think growing up culturally, things are different. And we all grow up in different places. We all use words different. And so for me, when I use the word, like I said, I could have very well replaced it with clown. Growing up the way I grew up, or not even the way I grew up, but where I grew up, when you use, you may say to one of your boys, like, yo, you like, stop acting like a coon. And for me, it's like, stop acting corny. Like, you're on some weird type stuff. Like, that's whack. Like, you don't have to do that. That's whack.
I figured there'd be more talk about that episode and that word specifically because that's the episode that really made Kendrick Perkins upset. He said, you can talk about my takes, you can talk about basketball, you can call me all sorts of names, but do not call me a coon. And other people took note of that. Adam Silver, other NBA executives, and Joe Dumars, like he said. Now let's talk about his explanation, because I actually do believe him. I think he was just trying to say that Kendrick Perkins was acting like a clown, and that's the word that came out. It's not what he meant, and he didn't mean the racial intent by it. That's actually the word that Kwame Brown has been calling many members of the media, including Stephen A. Smith, and he means the full racial intent. So you can see why Kendrick Perkins would get so upset, knowing that his partner, his colleague, has gone through the same thing. So that's why Perk and many other members of the media had a problem with what Draymond said. But what do you guys think? Was it too far? Do you believe that it was an accident and he just meant to call Kendrick Perkins a clown? because I sure do. And don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more NBA content just like this. And I will see you in the next upload.